Today we're going to learn one of the quickest wins you can have in ranking across ChatGPT, Claude, and so on. And also not only ranking for the sake of ranking, getting traffic for the sake of traffic, but ranking for one of the most important types of searches that users make. So to preface it, let's start like this. In the very old days of traditional SEO, people try to hack the system. They try to game Google, and they tried all different scammy type of black hat techniques, from writing the keyword in the back of the website 100 times over in the background color, to getting fake links, and so on and so on. Eventually, scammers that try these shortcuts quickly learn that there's not many ways you can game Google long term, because the system is always smarter than the human and will always catch up. But there was one tactic used by so many companies which wasn't gaming the system, but it was gaming the psyche or understanding of how humans search. And in every industry, no matter what industry you're in, humans search in the following four ways when they're ready to transact. So these are all transactional searches. And the big four are versus. So if I'm comparing things, so if I'm buying a kettle, I'll compare a DeLonghi kettle versus a Smeg kettle as an example. The second thing is pricing. So people look for pricing, and so few people would list pricing on their website. So when you actually wrote articles around pricing that served a very important human search need of what does this actually cost, and so few people would actually list that. The third thing was how-tos. How-tos, what if I need to actually figure out how to do something, how-to articles were exceptionally powerful at getting traffic. And the fourth one, and everyone has done this, and everyone, when they see this, they'll realize they've done this 100 times over, is when you're trying to research an industry, you would write best whatever. So if you're trying to research, like we're doing here, best Safari Lodge or Safari Lodge, you would write best Safari Lodge. As you start, that word best is so important in the searcher psyche, and everyone has almost trained themselves, or maybe the search engines have trained themselves to search like that. And why it's such an important search, there is a lot of transactional intent behind best whatever. And why I speak about these big four ways users search is that it's not gaming the system. It's actually giving Google and the user what they want. It's giving them relevant topics. So in the old days, 1 year ago of SEO, traditional SEO, if you were to write tons of best of articles, so let's say you were a Safari Lodge, you'd write best Safari Lodge Kenya, best Safari Lodge South Africa, best 4-star Safari Lodge, and so on and so on. What we would come up with clients is an endless supply of best of articles, because it gets into the understanding that users search like this, Google will then deliver your content. Right. So why this is such an important gaming technique when it comes to AI SEO is that a lot of results in ChatGPT and the other engines correlate quite closely with Google. And why that's difficult to rank for sometimes is that there's so much history that goes into ranking. You know, it's about how much backlinks you have, how many citations you have, how well established your brand is, all these types of things. And the challenge when you're a challenger brand to try and overcome that is it takes a while to get there. There are, however, some searches like what we're going to go through today, best, in this case, Safari Lodge, but it can be best anything, where it's quite hard to break into the Google SEO section, but it's not hard to break into the ChatGPT and other LLM best section. I'm going to show you why. So let's just start with this best Safari Lodge. And what I get here is a selection of different things. And if you do the search, for sure, you're going to get different results. I'm getting these results because, one, they're personalized to me because I've been lately searching around this area. And second, if I kind of scroll past it, so let's get past the personalized part. I'll have a whole selection of big brand aggregators. And again, very hard to break into this section. Now, why this is and again, you can do this in any industry, and breaking into the best of an industry is hard. If I jump to the difference of the ChatGPT results for the same search, these are zero correlated to what I'm seeing in Google. And what I found is best of articles, the correlation between ChatGPT results and Google results is almost nil. And the reason behind that is how ChatGPT understands best is luxury, is the most elite. So if you're a 4-star hotel, you have no chance, literally almost no chance, of appearing in a best of search because you're not luxury. They're giving only luxury results. Same thing if you're selling a product that's not the most luxury product or not the most high price product, you have a very small chance of ranking results. So, for example, if you're selling a handbag or a perfume and you're not an expensive brand, appearing in the best of articles is hard. So what can we do with this information if you're not one of those brands? Well, the idea is that knowing how ChatGPT interprets best of is we want to at least give it content that speaks to luxury, high price, even if our product is not that. So if we're a 4-star product or a 3-star product, we want to start writing a lot of articles which reference luxury. And even if we can compare ourselves to luxury products, it will start to actually build our brand up from a ChatGPT perspective as within the luxury category. And the beauty of this is that there's so little or so few guys optimizing for the ranking of this. Again, they're kind of like sitting where they are, and they're going to be where they are because of the inherent nature of the expensiveness, essentially. And again, this is where we go back to, it's not a black hat technique, but it's back to understanding. It's not really gaming the system, it's understanding how the systems work. If we know that best of in the frame of LLMs is expensive, we can then write our articles, write our content to speak to that. And the beauty of that is so few guys are doing this, so that's where the opportunity comes in. That we have the opportunity where we had never have or really have a difficult time ranking for these best of articles in Google. We now have the opportunity to rank quickly because we can understand but the behind the scenes, the back end of the systems, how they work, and we can capitalize on that. Hope that helps. Go after one of the most highly sought and most important search terms out there of best of, and I think you'll see massive dividends.